Hey guys, and welcome to this video all about yoga. And if you don't know me, I'm Jamie Faye, Millennial Life and Relationship Coach, and I'm also a yoga teacher and retreat facilitator, speaker. I pretty much do a lot of things that I love to do, which is pretty awesome. So I teach yoga a couple of times a week here in Tel Aviv, and I have been practicing yoga for a long time. So I wanted to do this video and talk about some things that I hear a lot, myths and all kinds of things that I just want to get it out there and hopefully encourage you to try yoga and find the yoga that's right for you. So as you hop on, please say hey and let me know if you've ever tried yoga or what you think of it or what your experience has been. I would love to hear. And if you love this video, feel free to share it with your friends and send me some hearts or likes. I love those because Facebook loves those, and more people will get to see my video. So let's talk about what is yoga. So the word yoga, because a lot of people associate it with different things. The word yoga in Sanskrit means union. It can mean to unite. It can mean to yoke in English or to harness. So it has a lot of meanings, as many words or all words in Sanskrit have. They can have 40, 50, 100 meanings, and the context really affects that. So yoga means to come together. It means to create union. So to create union with yourself and obviously a community around you with your spiritual beliefs or not. It can just be to connect with yourself. So that's what the word yoga means. So when people say they're going to yoga, they mean they're going to a yoga class to practice yoga asana, which is one of the 8 limbs or parts of yoga, the physical practice of yoga poses. So let's get into some myths about yoga. A myth I hear a lot is, well, you have to be really flexible to do yoga, right? And I'm like, no, you don't have to be really flexible to do yoga. Or someone might say, well, don't you have to be really strong and really out of shape? And I say, well, yes, maybe you shouldn't come to my yoga class to start, or you shouldn't go to that yoga class to start, but you can find a class and a community classes that you can try all kinds of yoga. There are so many kinds of yoga. The kind of yoga that I currently practice is called Ashtanga yoga. That's the type of teacher that I am. But I have done Hatha yoga and Vinyasa yoga, and I'm not getting into what all the different ones mean and how they're very related. So all the yoga teachers watching, don't worry, I know the difference, but I'm not getting into that. There's Kundalini yoga, there's Iyengar yoga. So no matter what your goals are, there's a yoga for you. And I'm going to get into goals in just a second. What's another myth? Sometimes people tell me like yoga is boring. Now that is totally an opinion and something that you can feel. And a lot of people feel like, I don't want to stay in this pose for forever. I'm bored. I've also heard from people that told me 10 years ago that yoga is boring. That's not boring for them anymore. That they really started to enjoy it and connect with it. And the breathing's really helping them, and it's helping them in all kinds of ways. So those are yoga myths. What's another one? One is that someone will say, well, I don't want to be a yogi. Like, I don't want to be really good at yoga. I don't care about that. But I do this sport, or I'm a surfer, or I'm a dancer, or I'm a snowboarder, or I play basketball, or I'm a runner. And like, well, why would I do yoga when I want to focus on this, this particular sport that I do and the way that I am athletic in my body? Yoga can totally support you in any of those goals of becoming a great runner, a better runner, a surfer, snowboarder, whatever it is, volleyball player, baseball player, doesn't matter, cyclist, if you like to cycle around the country. Yoga can absolutely support you in that. It will help you connect with your breath. It will help you realize what parts of your body are stronger or weaker or less flexible, and help you learn to balance that. Can also help you really get good at focusing and being in the moment and even enjoying the other physical practices that you have. yoga can even help you just be better at them and prevent injury. So sometimes I hear, and it's true, that some people say, well, I heard that you can really get injured in yoga. And I hear older people say this. My mom has said this to me before, and I was like, well, that's true. If you go to a yoga class and you go to a class that's not a good fit for you, and there are too many people in the class, and the teacher cannot give you the attention that you need, then of course you can get injured. But what's great about yoga is there are so many different types, and you can start by going to a beginner's class or an Iyengar yoga class, which will move really slowly and teach you proper alignment and breathing and all those amazing things. The other side is if you are a very competitive person, type A person, you want to be so super yogi, then there's yoga for you. There's Ashtanga yoga, which is super dynamic and super strenuous, but it will also teach you so much about yourself, not just breathing and flexibility and strength. It will also make you face your ego. For me, yoga has done so many things. One, it has corrected my scoliosis. It has helped me have less foot pain from walking, a few miles. My feet don't hurt because I've actually strengthened my feet. Crazy, right? I've strengthened everything. Yoga has helped me be really confronted with my discipline, and it makes me know, puts it in my face how I'm treating my body, if I'm eating poorly or eating well for me, or if I'm sleeping enough. Because if I don't do those things, then I can't practice in the way that I want to. It also relieves so much possible and physical stress and pain in my body, and has absolutely helped me deal with my anxiety. Yoga is one of the biggest contributors to me being a much more calm, centered person who no longer has anxiety. If you've watched any of my videos, you can check out my video about anxiety. It's a great medicine for if you have stress and anxiety. And if you don't think you're stressed or don't have anxiety, it can still help you because it will bring such an incredible calmness and presence, which will contribute to your relationships, to your health, to everything in your life. And it doesn't have to be your main goal. You can just use it as a tool to being more present in your life. You can use it as a tool to get better at another sport or athletic activity. How cool is that? So what else did I want to talk to? So yoga is and what yoga is not. Yoga can be a lifestyle. Yoga is a physical practice. It is a spiritual practice if you choose it to be, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a way to grow in a community, to make new friends, to seek out a mentor or someone who can guide you in your life, whether through physical practices, spiritual, mental, etc. It can be anything that you want it to be. So what yoga is not? I have to say that the yoga and beer and yoga and wine, we could say it's a kind of yoga because you maybe are meeting new friends. I wouldn't put it in the same category as all the other yogas that I mentioned, because yoga gives its own high. And yoga and adding some kind of drug, which is what alcohol, wine or beer or weed or whatever it is, adding that, you don't need those things in order to enjoy yoga, to enjoy union with yourself, to connect with yourself, to be kind to yourself, to challenge yourself, and to make new amazing connections with people around you. So I would say that that's not so much yoga. Also, something like power yoga or Bikram yoga can also not be so much yoga if it doesn't require that you have a teacher. A big part of yoga is learning to be a student and learning to have that student-teacher relationship in a very healthy way, of course, that's supportive, but that you have someone who knows more than you and can guide you in your mental challenges as practicing yoga, or the physical things. So if you can't do something because it's really hard for you to do forward bends because you have really tight hamstrings, but you have a really open back and it's really easy for you to do, full wheels or all kinds of things, then you have a teacher who can help you modify your practice and do it so that it's good for you. So whatever your goals are, whether you want to lose weight, get stronger, gain flexibility, have better balance, be calmer, decrease cholesterol, deal with any kinds of inflammation in your body, yoga can absolutely help you. So I encourage you to explore. And if you want to talk to me and ask me and tell me, okay, these are my goals, Jamie, what kind of yoga should I try? I would love to suggest something personally for you. And if you're local, I'll suggest something. And if it's somewhere else, I'll ask my community in another city, in another country, where I can send you, where would be a good place for you to find a really integrous, high quality group of yoga teachers. So keep in mind also that all yoga teachers are not created equal. Some teachers study for a month and get a certificate. Some study for 1, 2, or 3 years and get a certificate. Some have to do a lot of assisting and a lot of teaching to complete, and some don't. So trust your instincts, but also look into that, because if you've never gone to yoga class and you go to a yoga class with someone who doesn't have really that much experience, then yes, you're more likely to hurt yourself. But the most important thing that you can know is that there is a yoga for you that can help you reach whatever goal there is. And 2, that as long as you're breathing and connected to the breath, which can be one of the biggest lessons you learn in yoga, it's very unlikely that you'll be injured. Because when you breathe and you're doing something and then it becomes very challenging, you'll notice that your breath will stop. And if you can't breathe while you transition or while you're in a particular pose, then that pose is too challenging for you right now in your physical capacity or just that day. It's important to realize that yoga is something that's in you. It's not something that's put on you. So it needs to work for you. It should benefit you. This is something that I say to my students when they're really struggling with doing something that they want to do, but it's not right for them that day, whether they're injured from running or whether a woman has her period or whether he's just not there yet. Yoga should benefit you, not hurt you, which is something that my teacher said to me. So I always try to remember that and make sure that my practice reflects that my practice benefits me physically, mentally, and for me spiritually. But for you, it should benefit you physically first, and find a yoga that does that. So yeah, whether you want to be stronger, you want to be calmer, more present, kinder to yourself and others, yoga can absolutely bring all those benefits to you. So reach out to me if you have any questions about yoga, how I can support you, or how I could support you in finding the right kind of yoga. I would love to do that. So thanks for the hearts. If you like this video, please feel free to share it and give me a heart on my video so that more people will see it and they'll hopefully be encouraged to try out yoga. Thanks so much and have an awesome day, and see you soon on Jamie Live. Bye.